Welcome back, pro wrestling fans. Welcome back, IWC. It's your old buddy, the Guardian of Chaos, Big Daddy. And I tell it like it is. I'll say that to say this. Coming to you live to tape, 25 feet below the surface of the earth. Wait, wait, wait a minute. You know we go through this just about every time. I am live here on Saturday, October 21st, 2023, but I'm taping it at the same time. You guys get the idea, right? I don't know why we have to go through this every time. A special day once again here at Chaos Corner. This date in pro wrestling history, October 21st. Fans, I can't thank you enough for being here. It's another lousy weather weekend here in the greater New England tri-state northeast area in the shadows of Titan Towers, aka Endeavor, whatever you want to call it. So sit back, chill out, grab a coffee, a tea, some water with lemon, maybe a nice egg white omelet with a little avocado and maybe some diced up grilled chicken in there. Follow me on all social media platforms. Here on Guardian of Chaos, the YouTube channel. Over on X in real time at Big Daddy G.O.C. And the G.O.C. stands for the Guardian of Chaos. On Instagram, it's the Guardian of Chaos. On Facebook, I have two accounts, and you know what they are. J Brony, just like it sounds, and Prodigio Fidelis El Guardian in honor of my heritage. Also on Gitter, Gab, Truth Social, and soon to explode the IWC over on Rumble. You're not going to want to miss it, fans. Some classic, priceless, historic knowledge and wisdom here from the Guardian of Chaos YouTube channel. One man, unique, unedited, unscripted, raw dog. No super chats, no paywall, no Patreon, just you and I. All right, fans, we bounced off all the other social media platforms. I want to give a big shout out to our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Everybody stay safe, stay aware, situational awareness, stay close to your family and friends. Tomorrow is not guaranteed for any of us. Walk in faith, not in fear. And if he can be for us, who could possibly be against us in this crazy world in 2023 with wars and rumors of wars and what's happening here in the United States? I just want to put it out there. Be mindful. Be righteous. Be the best person that you can be. There's only one God. And I don't want to get too crazy with religion and politics on here. Isn't that what our parents and our grandparents and your friends say? Two things you don't talk about are politics and religion. That's just my PSA. Jesus Christ is coming back soon. Don't be caught dead without him. All right, fans, a very important day.
Use ad by saying Alexa, add to cart.
What's going on here with commercials? I don't really
really
like Alexa. Look, the chains are falling off. Alexa, play tropical thunderstorm sounds, will you please? This is what happens when you rely on electronics and technology and AI or whatever. It's a double-edged sword. Is it not, my friends? Because it really is. Technology, big pharma, big tech. But again, I don't want to get off onto all that stuff. So let's just kick back and relax. And once again, welcome back live to tape for this date, October 21st in pro wrestling history. I'm not sure what's going on. Here we go. October 21st, 1963. Bruno Sammartino and Gorilla Monsoon fight to a draw for the Worldwide Wrestling Federation heavyweight title at a house show at Madison Square Garden. A lot of great news and notes coming out of history on this date in history. 1969. Fritz von Erich wins his 7th NWA American Heavyweight title by defeating Johnny Valentine. October 21st, 1972. Bruno Sammartino and Terry Funk defeat the Giant Baba and Thunder Sugiyama in a 2 out of 3 falls bout on the first ever All Japan Pro Wrestling show. Let that sink in, let that marinate, put that in your pipe and smoke it, as I always say. Alexa, higher the volume. Do you see what we go through here at Chaos Corner? Alexa, could you please play tropical thunderstorm sounds for the fans here at Chaos Corner?
Playing specific songs is
I
only available
apologize
with
for the
Amazon
technical
Music Unlimited.
difficulties. The
Here's a
fuck is going
station
on
based on
here?
tropical
This is
thunderstorm
what
sounds of
happens here
nature
when
by
you
Nature
don't
Sonic
edit and it's
Nature
one
Music.
man, relatable, unique, as I said. I hope you guys are here for this entertainment. Because I'm having a good time. A stress reliever for me, hopefully a stress reliever for you. We're in the middle of the MLB playoffs. The hockey season has started. The World Series is right around the corner. There's pro wrestling on almost 6 nights a week. Does it get any better than that as a fan for distractions on the craziness of what's going on in 2023? Let me get back to, where were we? We were at the All Japan Pro Wrestling, if I'm not mistaken. Bruno and Terry Funk defeat Giant Baba and Sugiyama at the very first All Japan Pro Wrestling show, 1972. Does anyone feel like they have to go to the bathroom with all the water sounds? Because I know that I do. Alexa, lower the volume. All right, fans, let's focus. Let's focus here. Can you guys keep it down over there? Wait. Can you keep it down, please? Yes, we have some family and friends hanging around in the bunker. October 21st, 1972, The Sheik defeats Fred Curry for the NWA Hawaii Heavyweight title. Peheaoi melihini kane, pupule wiki wiki. Mahalo and aloha from the G.O.C. October 21st, 1974, the Big Cat, Ernie Ladd, defeats Carlito Colon and San Juan, Puerto Rico for the WWC North American Heavyweight title. No me joda maricón, muévete, culo pendejo. No offense, man. No. De nada. Me llamo Ricardo. No offense, Danny. It's a work, man. Kayfabe. I want you guys to notice as I get off the little chicanery. I get it. I understand. Too much chicanery sometimes is too much, but this is the G.O.C. If you notice back here in the golden era on the history shows that I'm doing here on a daily basis, or at least going to attempt to continue to do this moving forward, how they were broken down in the 60s, the 70s, in the 80s, even into the 90s, always mentioning world heavyweight titles, junior heavyweights, light heavyweights, even welterweights, by weight and size and division. This isn't the UFC in the early days where it was a all-out brawl, any size, any form, any technique against each other. And we know how crazy that turned out to be. Keep it in weight classes. There's nothing wrong with that. And again, I already said on yesterday's show, too many world champions as it is anyway. So just notice that and fact check me out here. Double check on this. Because I have, as I said before, so many sources, I have to outsource my sources. Leave a comment, like, subscribe. Get us to that 1,000 subscribers. We're coming up on 500,000 total views. 2,500 videos of my entire career, covering the current day business as well, plus all the history and book reviews that I do here. Go to the community page on the YouTube channel here. Leave a comment. Look at all the photos of all the stars. I just want to throw that out to you guys. My regular fans and followers already know that. But for those of you that may be viewing this for the first time. Again, as I said, 1974, Ernie Ladd. Big victory over Carlito Colon. October 21st, 1976, Mike George and the Super Intern defeat Mad Dog Vachon and Baron von Raschke to win the Central States version of the NWA World Tag Team titles. October 21st, 1977, Ricky Steamboat defeats Ric Flair, for the NWA United States Heavyweight title in Charleston, South Carolina. And just think how that feud went over the years. Really something with the Dragon and the Nature Boy. October 21st, 1985, as we hop back into the time machine here at Chaos Corner. All Japan Pro Wrestling holds its 13th anniversary show at Sumo Hall in Tokyo. the main event on that card for the NWA World Heavyweight title and the AWA World Heavyweight title. As the NWA champion, Ric Flair takes on the AWA champion, Rick Martel, and they fought to a double countout in 1985 on this date, October 21st. Now, remember one thing when you went over to the land of the rising sun, over to the Orient, if you will. Konnichiwa, bitches. It's Chaos-san. The G.O.C.-san. A lot of bouts that would have never taken place here in the United States of America, or in North America in general, or perhaps anywhere across the globe, would take place over in All Japan and New Japan. World champions, whether it be Harley Race, Ric Flair, Bob Backlund, Nick Bockwinkel, Rick Martel, as you see, a lot of the world champions would have what they call nowadays dream matchups and world championship matchups over in Japan, where they were making thousands of dollars as American wrestlers, especially with the likes of the Road Warriors, Stan Hansen, Bruiser Brody, Abdullah the Butcher. The history from Japanese wrestling and how it's affected even here in the 2023 era is unbelievable, especially back in the day. And no, I've never been over to Japan to work. I certainly would have loved to have been to the Ribera Steakhouse. It is what it is. Hop back into the time machine with me, fans. A great day in pro wrestling history, October 21st. Here we go. 1991, October 21st. One of the most iconic moments for the era in the World Wrestling Federation. At a WWF Superstars TV taping, Jake the Snake Roberts with the King Cobra attacks Macho Man Randy Savage in the vision of the King Cobra biting the Macho Man. Again, one of the most incredible, iconic moments for that era. And we know what went on with Jake and Macho Man, Miss Elizabeth, and then the whole feud with Andre the Giant and Jake the Snake Roberts. A little carny-ish sometimes back in that era, but certainly better than anything in 2023, just my opinion as an OG. You guys know my over 50 years as a fan, a scout, a historian, an agent, a researcher, a mark. That's right, I said it, a fucking mark, I said it. And my over 3+ decades as a pro wrestling manager who took the fucking bumps, and I apologize for cussing. I really don't mean to. It just comes out and I apologize for it. Took the bumps, color commentator, manager, getting in the ring. Not a lot of you people out there in the IWC and wrestling fans and podcasters and professionals did that. Let that sink in. Let that marinate with my credentials. With over 30 WWE Hall of Famers, plus many, many other superstars that are in the big times, legends, young lions, rookies. Because you got to give back. If you don't give back, you ain't shit in this business. Remember what I always say here. It's okay to look in the rearview mirror and honor and respect the tradition and those that came before you and paved the way. No one's saying stay back there. That's why the rearview mirror is small. But without that history, you can't get to where you are or where you want to go. And why do you think the windshield is so big in front of you? Look back, acknowledge, respect, look forward, hit that gas pedal. Full speed ahead. That's what I'm talking about. Another big story for the day, and we covered this just yesterday. October 21st, 1996. Bret Hart, the Hitman, who you know my connection with Bret Hart. We got to work a couple of shows together when I was commissioner for the NAWA. Unbelievable man. And then, of course, was fortunate enough to be in the ring with Jim the Anvil Neidhart. Does it get much better than that as far as the Hart Foundation? I don't think so. Bret Hart turns down an amazing offer from WCW, which to my understanding was for $8.4 million for 3 years. Think about it. But he turned that down to return to the WWF. At least allegedly, the offer was there, and the contract was for $10.5 million over 20 years. WWF was having financial problems at the time. Hart was allegedly to agree to defer most of the money to the back end of the contract. The contract allegedly was the first 3 or 4 years, I believe. was for $4.5 million or thereabouts, almost $5 million, to compete as a grappler, a wrestler. And then over the next 6 or 7 years, he would get $500,000, 500K, maybe a little more, to be an advisor, an agent, a producer, whatever they want to call it in this day and age. I believe that's what they call it. But that offer, it never went through, if I understand the facts, and from what I remember in 1996. And another twist to this, the WWF ultimately didn't have to pay out Bret Hart because Hart never took the contract. And 1 year after accepting the deal, again, this is all information I had to put together, Hart got fed up and accepted that deal to leave for WCW. And as noted yesterday, just 3 years later, 4 years later, roughly, in 2000, October 20th, yesterday, Bret was released via FedEx from WCW. So there was a lot going on between the WWF, WCW back then. We're talking millions of dollars. Bret got upset with WCW, didn't like it, then he got released. But $8.5 million for 3 years, as opposed to $10.5 million for 20 years, you get $4.5 million up front. I mean, now I guess you could look at it as having a paycheck for the next 20 years, as opposed to front loading. So they went back and forth, and it really was a big clusterfuck back then. And he kind of got screwed over by both companies, but still made his money. So I just wanted to let you guys know about that. And I hope I got my information correct. I believe that I do. October 21st, 1996. Triple H defeats Mark Mero for the World Wrestling Federation Intercontinental Championship. That would be Triple H's first title in the WWF. Think about it. October 21st, 1996, and the Intercontinental Championship, that was Triple H's first title among many to follow as he was in the WWF. October 21st, 1977, All Japan Pro Wrestling holds its 25th anniversary show at Budokan Hall in Tokyo. What a legendary sight that is. You talk about the mecca of Madison Square Garden and then other unbelievable arenas throughout the United States. A Budokan Hall. Wasn't Cheap Trick at Budokan quite the interesting concert back in the day? I believe so. That's my era, even after my era, if you know what I mean. 1997. I already said that. Tokyo, Japan. Konnichiwa. Let's jump back into the time machine. Fast forward to October 21st, 2001. 2001, if you will. WWF No Mercy pay-per-view, which we covered over the last couple of days, from St. Louis, Missouri. Y2J, the Painmaker, the Rainmaker, whatever he is, the Wizard, the Ocho, Chris Jericho, wins his first ever world title over The Rock. Do you know what title that was? Chris Jericho's first title, first ever world title. St. Louis, Missouri. No Mercy WWF pay-per-view. 2001. 2001. Anyone? Bueller? McFly? I'm giving you guys some time on this one. It was for the WCW heavyweight title, and he defeated The Rock. That's right. If you remember the whole WCW WWE invasion line story, and then, of course, the eventual buyout. How about that for trivia? On that same card, as I said, the WCW WWE invasion storyline, because this bit of information from that 2001 card on this date in history affects a current situation with the same two men in a different company 22 years later. Again, trivia. Anyone? I won't go through the whole thing all over again. I don't want to be redundant here where I already repeat myself. Pete and repeat, Edge, Adam Copeland, defeats Christian Cage, former friends, now foes, went back to friends and now foes again in AEW in 2023 for the Intercontinental title in a ladder match. And we know coming up, most likely at Revolution, it's going to be Edge, Adam Copeland, whatever you want to call him, Jay Renesto, Jay, whatever his work name, shoot name is, Christian Cage. They're going to meet again in 2023 in AEW. After being tag team partners, one of the best in the WWF Attitude Era and leading forward, and then here on October 21st, 2001, Edge defeating Christian in one of the iconic ladder matches for the Intercontinental title. And on the same event, Jericho wins his first ever world championship, the WCW championship, on a WWF event over The Rock. Think about that information all packaged into one. That's what you get here on this day in history with the G.O.C. Let's stay in 2001, October 21st. AJ Styles in a four-way match defeats Petey Williams, Chris Sabin, and Christopher Daniels.
Are those onions on my cake?
Yes.
Did he just say, "Excuse me, sir"? Alexa, play tropical bird sounds. Let's change it up here. Do you see what happens here?
Suavemente, bésame, que quiero sentir tus labios besándome otra vez. Suavemente.
That's not what I said. Alexa, play tropical thunderstorm sounds. Suavecito. See what you get here at Chaos Corner. You never know what's going to happen live, and that's why you're supposed to tune in. Let me refocus. Holy cramoly. At least she called me sir. We are at this day in pro wrestling history. You see I have my news and notes. October 21st. Let's go back to 2001, as I was saying. In a four-way match, AJ Styles defeats Petey Williams, Chris Sabin, and Christopher Daniels to win the vacant IWA Mid-South Heavyweight Championship. We don't just give you the big-time news. We give you all the news and notes on this day in history. Back into the time machine here at Chaos Corner, October 21st, 2008. 2008, if you will. The WWE begins to broadcast their version of ECW. Think about that for information and news and useless tidbits here from the G.O.C. 28, WWE begins to broadcast their version of ECW. I believe it was on TNN or Spike or something like that. We hop back into the time machine, October 21st, 2009. Comedy Central, for all you yuckfests out there, for all you hucksters, airs a wrestling-themed episode of South Park. For all you geeks and goons and dweebs and nerds who watch South Park, lampooning the WWE with the boys from South Park forming their own backyard wrestling company. Don't try this at home. I say that to you all the time. Let's go on to some more news and notes. We'll cover birth dates and the passings, unfortunately, on this date in history, October 21st, 1991. Lance Idol, a.k.a. Steve Schumann, passes away. October 21st, 2005. The Crusher passes, a.k.a. Reginald Lisowski. October 21st, 2016. Frenchie Martin, a.k.a. Jean Gagne, dies at 66 years old. Rest in peace, gentlemen. Let's hop into the time machine and get a little more current. October 21st, 2008, at the NWA's 70th anniversary show in Nashville, Tennessee, Nick Aldis, the current general manager here in 2023 and WWE SmackDown, regains the NWA World Championship from Cody Rhodes, current superstar in the WWE, chasing Roman Reigns for that elusive title in honor of his father, Dusty, who never won that championship, but did beat superstar Billy Graham, who was the then WWF heavyweight champion at Madison Square Garden. He did beat Graham, but he didn't get the title because it was an over-the-top rope disqualification, which rarely happens in this day and age. That's how it was back in the era, the golden era. So let that thing sink in. 2018, the NWA 70th anniversary on October 21st. It was a 2 out of 3 falls match where Aldous regained the NWA Championship from the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes. Now, previous to that, for all you AEW fans out there, which includes me as well, the prior month, September of 2018, Cody Rhodes beat Aldous. That's right, EVP at that point, Cody Rhodes, beats Nick Aldis for the NWA Championship at All In. You remember the original show, All In, which led to AEW. So, Cody was the NWA champion going into the 70th anniversary show. Aldis, who was the former NWA champion, regains it from Cody Rhodes. They get together as just about the main event for AEW, just All In at the time, not AEW, which led into AEW. And Aldis beats Cody Rhodes for the title. 4 years ago, almost 5 years ago, and now they're both back in the WWE. So we'll see what happens. One as a commissioner and one as a superstar. Let's see if Aldis puts his trunks and boots back on and steps into the ring. A lot of connections here, and karma and history that you can connect the dots here on Chaos Corner. Very interesting. I know some of you guys know this, but for those of you that don't. And let's go and stay in the time machine in the current era, October 21st, 2020. The AEW Dinner Debonair vignette, aka skit, with MJF, the current AEW World Heavyweight Champion, the Triple B, and the former AEW World Heavyweight Champion, Chris Jericho. Do you know that skit on this day, October 21st, 2020, the Dinner Debonair, where they were dancing and having dinner and having a glass of wine, that it was nominated for a Tony Award? Not too bad. A lot of people had a lot of garbage to say about that. Some people loved it. I wasn't prepared for it, but I enjoyed it. The Dinner Debonair skit with MJF and Jericho on this date in history, October 21st, 2020. Let's give out some birthday greetings and salutations on this date in history, October 21st, 1970. Happy birthday, D'Lo Brown. October 21st, 1966. A happy birthday shout out to Chris Hamrick. 1994. Happy birthday, October 21st. Bushwhacker Butch Miller. I almost said Booch. Bushwhacker Butch Miller, who just recently passed away within the last year. On this date, October 21st, 1994. I'm sorry. Right. 1994. I got my dates mixed up on that. You guys know what I'm talking about. Happy birthday to Bushwhacker. It's not 1994. 1970, October 21st. Karloff Lagarde Jr., who we just mentioned a couple days ago on this day in history. And October 21st, 1942, Lord Jonathan Boyd, who I believe was a part of the Fabulous Kangaroos, Al Costello, so on and so forth. He might have even been a part of the Sheep Herders, New Zealand Kiwis Brigade, if I know my history. And I believe with Bushwhacker Butch Miller, it was 1944. Again, refer to the Bully Ray comments of what he said to me years ago. Do I have to continue to say this on every show? Give the Guardian of Chaos Big Daddy 5 spots and he'll fuck up for him. I consider that to be a compliment after my vast career. I'll say that to say this. Let's see what else we have here in the time machine on this date in history. have to bring you some levity, some chicanery. I think they covered a lot of great information here on this date in history. It's really about ready to wrap it up. I can't thank you guys enough for being here on a Saturday. I'll be back tomorrow. As I said, we're trying to do this daily. It might end up being weekly, whenever time permits. But thanks for putting up with the technical difficulties, the chicanery, but that's what I'm here for. This is the Guardian of Chaos. So sit back and relax. We're just at a half an hour. I'm going to put this up today. You guys enjoy it. Spread the word. I got to get my 64 to, I don't know, at least 70 or 80 ounces of water with lemon. And got to hydrate here, fans. How important is it? If I could figure out how to do the cap here. I even got it marked for you guys trying to get, I'm in training, I'm trying to get in the best shape of my career. Next week, I will be the big 6-0 and damn proud of it, and blessed and humble and grateful and fortunate to be here. The mothership, Guardian of Chaos on YouTube. So, again, I can't appreciate you guys enough. I know I'm repeating. I'm just trying to kill time here, man, to make it more of an episode here. All right, guys. Much love, much respect. Stay aware, stay informed. And that's a shoot. Come on back to Chaos Corner. Don't you dare miss it.